I hate it. Hello, movie people. Welcome to an episode of the CineGuy. I'm your host, Steven and Ghoul. Let's talk film. I don't know about you, but it's about to get really spicy up in here. Well, it deals with spice. Dune. Dune Part 1. The sci-fi epic based on the best-selling novel of the 80s and remake of a rather not-so-good 80s movie. The movie tells the complicated story of Paul. Yes, the hero's name is Paul. In a big sci-fi universe with people named Chani, Twofer, and Leto, the hero's name is Paul. Doesn't get any boring than that. He's the son of the Duke of the House of Atreides, which controls of the planet of Arrakis, that controls the spice trade, and is also home to a bunch of sandworms that we barely see. Oh, and the bald Harkonnens want control of the spice, leading to a whole war right there in order to... Basically, it's the battle to control the space drug trade. Oh, and Paul's apparently the chosen one because his mother is part of these psychic women, and he has their power. Oh, and the native people of that planet are called the Freemen, who... they're mostly neutral in this whole war thing that's going on, even though they do see these people as invaders to the planet that they inherit and that they own, technically. And you guessed it, the Harkonnens wipe out a majority of the cast, leaving only Paul and his mother alive, who try and team up with the Freemans to save Arrakis. Oh, and also this is only part 1, so that's all we get. It's more about exposition and building up this world where the politics are not as complicated as Phantom Menace, but the visuals are still pretty good. The film continues the whole cliche of a chosen one who's destined to save the day, even though Timothée Chalamet isn't as interesting as Anakin or say Neo. We do get to explore more about whether he is destined to save the planet, although I don't know. Basically, it's mostly questioned through his visions that involve Chani, played by Zendaya, who she mostly arrives at the end of the movie, so if you go into this movie expecting Zendaya, you will be disappointed. Now, she's one of the Freemen, but is she meant to be his love interest? His worst enemy? His equal? Is she maybe the real chosen one? She did technically stab Paul in one of his visions, so is Paul destined to fall? It's super complicated. I don't know, I didn't write this stuff. After all, the Freemen did inherit the planet, so it's more hey, get lost, we were here first. So in other words, this is just a take on space colonization and gentrification in the sci-fi universe, I guess. All because of spice. The acting is good on everyone's part. Everyone does a great job, from Jason Momoa to Josh Brolin to Oscar Isaac to Stellan Skarsgård. Denis Villeneuve did a really good job working with an ensemble of really talented actors. So, is it Oscar worthy? Well, I'd say mostly on the technical side. The cinematography, the visuals, the editing, the sound were really done really well. Direction on Dennis' part was okay. He told a really good story, that's for sure. But like I said, this mostly focused more on pulling you into this new world and this new sci-fi universe that you are now a part of, and you have to just go with it. Oh, and if you want any exhilarating action, you gotta wait until the next film. I'm pretty sure there will be a war going on somewhere. They did tease it in a vision, so I kind of want to see it at a much bigger scale. So my final rating is going to be 8.3 sandworms out of 10 suits that can make you drink your pee and sweat. That's actually really useful. We could use that. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Leave a like and discuss and join the crew. I'll see you next time for another awesome review. And yes, we will be going through these Oscar-nominated films and our road to the Academy Awards. And also, don't forget to follow the Instagram at CineGuy Steven from in front of you. That is at CineGuy Steven. I'll see you there. This is Steven and Ghoul signing off. Sweat.